morning and welcome to the Morning Espresso by the Indian Express. My name is Rahel Philippos and here is today's big story. India made its first official contact with the Taliban on Tuesday, with its ambassador to Qatar meeting the head of the Taliban political fort in Doha. The government said that the focus of conversation was the early return of Indian nationals stranded in Afghanistan and the travel of Afghan nationals, particularly minorities who wish to visit India. The meeting took place after Prime Minister Narendra Modi formed a high-level group to focus on the situation. As the last of the United States forces left Kabul, the United Nations Security Council under the presidency of India adopted a resolution that gave de facto recognition to the Taliban as a state actor in Afghanistan. Foreign Secretary Harshvardhan Shringla, who chaired the session, said the resolution unequivocally conveys that Afghan territory should not be used to threaten or attack any nation, shelter or train terrorists, and that this is of direct importance to India. Here are our top stories from the front page. Despite a brutal second wave of COVID-19, India's economy grew at a record pace of 20.1% in the April to June 2021 quarter. However, the economy appears to continue to be limping towards recovery. The GDP in absolute terms stands at 32.38 lakh crore in the first quarter, which is still 9.2% lower than the GDP in the same period during the pre-COVID year 2019 to 2020. BJP State Chief Swatantra Dev Singh called on Samajwadi Party patron Mulayam Singh on Monday. The meeting comes months ahead of the UP polls and at a time when the BJP is hard-pressed to explain its diffidence on the issue of caste census. The party is also pushing for its OBC outreach. While Swatantra Dev said that he was simply calling on Yadav to invite him for a prayer meeting for the late BJP leader Kalyan Singh, the SP claimed he was unhappy with the Saffron Party. In the biggest ever M&A deal in India's fintech space, Dutch consumer internet conglomerate Prosus, along with its financial services unit PayU, has agreed to buy a 100% stake in the Mumbai-based payment aggregator BillDesk for $4.7 billion. BillDesk is amongst the largest payment gateway aggregators in the country, handling more than half of all online billing transactions. Here are our must-reads. A possible dengue outbreak has brought a small town in UP to its knees, killing around 40 people, including 32 children, in the past week alone. Both government officials and residents of Firozabad, a small town located around 35 kilometers away from Agra, said the first cases were seen after the Rakhi weekend. Agra's divisional commissioner said a viral fever was the most reported symptom in most of these cases, but the exact cause is still being ascertained. The Haryana government has decided to clamp down on protesters who resort to violence. For months now, the BJP and the Jan Nayak Janata Party have been virtually unable to appear in public or hold public events without farmers protesting. Sources said that the government will no longer tolerate violence in the garb of protest and will use force if the farmers exceed their limits. Around 120 Afghan nationals who are currently training in Indian military academies or any other specialized military courses here will be allowed to continue with their training. Once they complete their courses, they will be allowed to apply for refugee status in one of the 98 countries that have announced they will be accepting Afghan nationals. And finally, an uneasy calm prevails in Junagadh's Mangrol Harbour, one of the biggest fishing hubs in Gujarat. With fishing season right around the corner, the fishermen are a worried lot, what with high diesel prices as well as falling export volumes of seafood and low consumption in the domestic market due to the pandemic. Fishermen leaders fear that a sizable number may not even be able to set sail this season. In today's episode of the Three Things podcast, we look at why cases are continuing to rise in Kerala and how pandemic restrictions and hefty fines being imposed by the state police are affecting people.